Welcome to the Real Estate Deep Dive with Paul D. Garrison from JP and Associate Realtors. Today we're going to take a look at some of the forecasts for the second half of 2021. Also discuss a little bit about some of the headwinds or challenges we see coming on the horizon. First, let's take a quick look at the projections for mortgage rates. Here are a couple different ones from some of the leaders in the industry. Looking at the average, the simple answer is that rates are predicted to go up. The average has it showing to be around 3.5% by this time next year. Will rates end up being around there or maybe a little higher or lower? Only time will tell. But the consensus is that rates will start to creep upwards over the next couple quarters. This, of course, means that it's going to be more expensive to borrow the money to buy a home. Let's take a quick look at these recently updated home price forecasts for 2021. The one thing all 5 of these have in common is that they have been raised as we've gone through the year. We started out the year with an average forecast around 5%, which was based on more inventory coming into the market, which we haven't seen in any significant levels yet. So they've all increased their forecast to an average of about 8.9% for the year. While we're starting to see some minor gains in inventory, the supply remains relatively tight. Inventory is important, so let's take a look at some of the areas where additional inventory was forecasted to come into the market. One of those areas is obviously new builds. The recent National Association of Home Builders Housing Market Index showed a slight slip in builder confidence, but it is important to note that we are at a level still higher than what we were before the pandemic. Many builders are still dealing with challenges around lumber, land, and labor. While there has been some relief in the cost of lumber recently, we still see concerns around the cost of land and labor. Well, let's take a quick look at forbearance. This was another area where people were hoping to see additional inventory come onto the market. However, as you can see, forbearance cases have actually dropped down to 3.93% in June. This is important because while some people may be affected by forbearance, it's not likely to bring a significant amount of inventory via foreclosures into the market. Based on a recent report from Black Knight, 96% of homes in forbearance have greater than 10% equity in their home. So let's break that down real quick. Shares of mortgages in forbearance with less than 10% equity based on the current loan to value is about 4% of the homes. If we add in 18 months of deferred interest, that raises to 9% of the homes. If you add in 18 months of both deferred principal and interest, that rises to 13%. So why is this important? Homeowners with at least 10% equity in their homes can easily sell their homes and still put a little money in their pockets and get to the other side of their financial crisis they are experiencing. One area we are seeing an increase in home inventory is people that have deferred putting their homes on the market until recently. Based on a report from Realtor.com, we've seen an average of 8.8% growth in month-over-month housing across the U.S. Here in Texas, we've seen 9.6% growth. This is good because one of the things holding back many homeowners from listing their homes is where they're going to go. As more inventory comes back into the market, this should help ease these concerns and in turn increase inventory even more. One area that Bill McBride with The Atlantic mentions there could be concerns for a bubble is locations where urban residents bought second homes in a panic only to have the urban core quickly get vaccinated and normalize in 2021. He stated we might see some price declines in the second home area like small towns in New England and other beach towns on the East Coast. He does go on to say that even there we might just see a shift where more people decide they like owning second homes. So this report from Zelman Broker Survey gives us a good look at how the secondary home market surged in 2020. So let's take a quick look at this. The secondary home market in 2019 actually grew by 2%. However, in 2020, it actually grew by 27%. So let's think about it this way. People that left the cities or other areas and decided to purchase a second home to get out of town as the pandemic was raging are now starting to see life returning to normal. Now that they're having to deal with things opening back up and some of the challenges of managing 2 households, and some of those home buyers may be experiencing some buyer's remorse, and this may lead to them deciding to sell their homes. So this could be an opportunity for more inventory to come back into the market. So overall, home sales are forecasted to continue to increase in 2021 and do well in 2022. And to wrap up our discussion about forecasts, home price appreciation is expected to start to return to historic norms of around 3 to 4% each year. Many of the metrics and numbers in this presentation are based off of the national real estate market. However, real estate can vary quite a bit based off of your local market. Have questions about your specific needs or location? Please contact me at 214-683-8188 or paul@pauldgarrison.com. Want more information about the housing market and related issues? Be sure and check out my blog at www.pauldgarrison.com. Thank you for your time. Please take a moment to visit our website at www.pauldgarrison.com.